In the flyweight division, Jared Brooks versus the undefeated UFC newcomer Jose Shorty Torres. All right, next up in the featherweight division, Johnny Eduardo versus Nathaniel Wood. And our featured UFC Fight Pass prelim in the strawweight division, Jessica Aguilar versus Jody Escobar. All right, now to the FS1 UFC Fight Night prelims lightweight division. Rep in Rochester, New York, Desmond Green taking on the veteran Gleison Tebow. All right, next fight in the welterweight division, Bilal Muhammad versus the newcomer Chance Rencounter. All right, next up in the lightweight division, Nick Lentz versus David Tamer. And our featured FS1 UFC Fight Night prelim, two of the best flyweights in the world, Sijara Eubanks making her UFC debut against Lauren Murphy. Number 2 versus number 3 in the flyweight division tomorrow night. All right, now the main card, FS1 UFC Fight Night, first out of the chute. Light heavyweights, John Vellante versus Smilin' Sam Alvey. All right, next up at featherweight, Julio Arce versus Daniel Tamer. Julio Arce and Daniel Tamer. All right, next up, UFC welterweight division, couple of veterans here, Jake Ellenberger versus Ben Saunders. All right, next up, this is a featured bout in the UFC's heavyweight division, Walt Harris versus Daniel Spitz. All right, that brings us to the co-main event, Gregor Gillespie versus Vince Pichel. And finally, our UFC main event in the bantamweight division, Jimmy Rivera versus Marlon Moraes. Jimmy Rivera, Marlon Moraes, the men on the marquee tomorrow night. Thank you all for coming out. We'll see you at the arena tomorrow for the fights.